Long before I ever stepped foot in a courtroom, I knew I wanted to be a lawyer. Not because I liked rules, but because I couldn't stand seeing people silenced by them. People used to tell me, "You love to argue." And they were right, but not for the sake of argument. I've always fought hard for what I believe in, especially when someone else couldn't fight for themselves. That's what drove me to law school. That's what's fueled 17 years as a prosecutor in my former life. And that's what drives my criminal defense practice today, giving a voice to the voiceless and leveling the playing field when the system seems impossibly tilted against you. Inside the system, I saw its cracks. When you spend nearly 2 decades inside the criminal justice system, you begin to see patterns. You see how good people get caught in bad situations, how a single mistake, a night gone wrong, a misunderstanding, or a moment of poor judgment can snowball into life-changing consequences. You also see how the system, despite all its rules and safeguards, doesn't always treat everyone equally. You see how power dynamics play out, how quickly a defendant becomes a statistic, how slowly justice moves for the people who can't afford the right help. And that started to bother me deeply. As a felony prosecutor, I handled serious charges. I worked closely with law enforcement, judges, and defense attorneys, and I began to realize something. For every case I was prosecuting, there was a human being on the other side who was terrified, overwhelmed, and often misunderstood by the system. And several times it appeared to me that they didn't have a true advocate in their corner. So why did I become a defense attorney and board certified in criminal law? Well, it's an elite distinction of expertise shared by 1% of attorneys in Texas. In this profession, anyone can call themselves a criminal defense lawyer, but not everyone can call themselves a board-certified criminal law specialist. I decided to pursue board certification in criminal law because I wanted to prove, not just to my clients or colleagues, but to myself, that I had earned the right to be considered an expert. The process is no small feat. Peer reviews, judge evaluations, trial experience, and a grueling exam that tests every inch of one's criminal law knowledge. It's designed to challenge even the most experienced criminal law attorneys. And I welcome that challenge because when I walk into a courtroom, I want the prosecutors, the judges to know I didn't just show up. I showed up prepared, proven, and certified. Why did I open up my own firm? In 2023, I made the leap. I launched the David Smith Law Firm PLLC right here in the greater Houston area with one simple but powerful goal: to defend the people, not the system. I didn't start this firm because I wanted a title. I started it because after nearly 2 decades inside the machine, I wanted to help individuals navigate it. And I haven't looked back since. Since opening my doors, I've never worked harder or felt more fulfilled. Every client I take on is someone I believe in, someone who needs more than just a lawyer. They need an advocate, a strategist, and someone who truly knows how the other side thinks. Because I've been there, it's harder to be on this side. Here's the truth. Defending someone is harder than prosecuting them. When you're a prosecutor, the system generally works for you. The police, the investigators, the labs, the reports, it's all at your fingertips. You're handed the file, but as a defense attorney, the burden is different. I'm building trust. I'm restoring dignity, and I'm making sure the system plays by its own rules. And here's the beautiful part. I'm helping people reclaim control over their lives. There is no better feeling than watching a client walk out of a courtroom with hope, or helping someone avoid jail, keep their job, stay with their family, or getting a case dismissed because the Constitution still matters. That's why I do this.